How's it going, you beautiful people of the internet? It's your boy Solomon here, and we are back with the second half of the Beginner's Guide. Now, where we left off, you'll have to go back and check that one out if you want. We are on now Chapter 8, Notes, and we have just got done leaving the lamp, if you will, behind us. So, this game is connected to the internet, is a little subtitle they give before this one. Let's just dive right in. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. And as you can see, there's notes. Nice room. Not. Got him! Oh my god. Oh, man.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like,
you guys hear me?
I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
So I'm going to read this one. Because I wasn't reading, like, I was glancing at them and reading them, but I wasn't reading them all out
But it's
loud.
ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
So Dave rudely interrupted the really important note I was going to read to you guys, but I think I found a far better note, because this one says, and I quote, "Butt-ass butt." Got him! Oh, butt-ass butt. What a note. What a powerful message. 10 out of 10. Recognize me, please. That's what that one said. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. I enjoy the ideas and the concepts that a game like this could bring up. Like a free t-shirt. That's what that one said. This is not a door. So I really like the concept and idea of what this game could show. You know what I mean? It's not what it's supposed to be. But as you can see, Dave has put a pretty deep spin on this. You know, perhaps Coda meant to just show off the real inner depths of working of his own mind, in a way reflecting in on himself, in a way that unhealthily traps himself in his own mind and echo chambers himself in his own thoughts, being unsure how to really express them outwardly. Is that what Coda is doing through these? Is that the message? I'm not safe is what that said there. Can I fall here? Oh, I can't fall there. That's a big old painting. What do you see in that? Painting! What does it mean? Exactly, Note. You get it. I'm not gonna read all these guys. I'm sorry. They do nothing, in case you're curious. It's not a fake trick. They do nothing. There must be a reason for it, though. Man, not so much, man. I mean, probably. There's always a deeper meaning in everything, right? That's how it be out here.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the
Scared
puzzle
of writing
means.
something. I don't want to be judged.
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
It's a real complex way of thinking about it, and thinking about, you know, the games and the puzzles themselves. The puzzle he keeps using over and over again. Those dots!
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, you know, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
It's an interesting thought process there, huh? Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh my god, I've been here for literally an hour. What the fuck do I do? Same. Wait, hold on. Help!
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
So if you will, this dark room, to our narrator here, Coda has made, in the figurative sense, or in the game sense, he has made a place for him to face the challenges he has just accomplished, or you, the player playing the game, has just accomplished, and really take it in before moving on to the next puzzle, next challenge in your life. A real deep thing, and it's powerful. Very, very powerful. How do you leave notes? The one note that gets through can only leave the note here. Okay, that's pretty good. That is a lot of typewriters. And the lamppost, the final point in the game. Are you there? Please say something. It could be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty? Talking. Speak. 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 Oh my god. I said it so many times, guys. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Alright. So we're clearly in a jail cell? Jail cell. And that's a well of some sort. Got some nice furnishings for it being a jail cell. Cannot interact. I'm pushing buttons. Aha! I don't think I was meant to do this, but I've done it. Give me on this one. Ah, okay. Can't interact with it. Oh, hey. Okay, that's a door. Linear hallways, as mentioned. The engine that he's using for this game. These games, they're all pretty good at making something simplistic, linear, straight. Now we've entered the well.
This is it, the whole game,
and
there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
There are no furnitures here. There are no furnitures here. Oh, hey, text again that you cannot read. Sorry, guys. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? We have option 1. How about a TV with surround sound? Option 2, a refrigerator. 3, put a giant hole in the ground. Alright, I guess we'll put the giant hole in the ground. That's a glass coffee table. So, not a hole. Okay. Now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put up a huge picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine or 10 stoves lined up along the wall. 10 stoves, baby. That is 2 couches. I think we should light up this room. We could put in a skylight, a full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I like that design option. 2, I'm thinking a 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling light with fluorescent trim. Holy crap. Or we'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah. You know what? I kind of actually like the skylight. Let's go for the skylight. That's a lamp. Close. And a table. You need a table. Oh Well, I have a coffee table. Isn't that good enough? My options are, who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? Option 2, I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Or option 3, tables were invented in 1935. I'm gonna pick that one. Tables were invented in 1935. That's an IKEA. This is an IKEA.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I guess. Wait, have I been stopped? I've been stopped. Jump the couch. Yeah, can't stop me.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you'll remember each step. First, click on this table. Okay. There's those holes again, by the way. There's dots. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click on it to turn it slightly. Okay. Aha! Now turn the floor lamp in this room off and then turn it back on. Alright, simple enough. Off. Back on. Now go to the left side sofa. Move it over a bit. You will be graded on this. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. So if any of you out there decide you guys want to do, like, I don't know, tax fraud or something like that, you will see jail time most likely in the United States here. But go ahead and remember those key steps and use them in your day-to-day, you know, and then you too can escape a prison. All right, well, we're back
and of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
It's a conundrum.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Whoa.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created, and the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Interesting. All right. I weirdly want to turn no clip on and like screw around with this and like glitch out of things. There's that lamppost again, the end. You know what I mean? Hello? Who is this? I only have one option this time. Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? An ellipses. So you were trapped in this prison too? My three options are, yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants,
They're all
is to be able to
cases we
talk
just
to
saw, by the
someone,
way.
to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
He did ask what it's like to escape, so I'm going to continue on. Actually, I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. Option 2, it's strange, but in a way, I kind of miss being in the prison. Or 3, it feels like becoming completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. You know, what's it like to escape that prison where you're only talking to yourself, where the only voice you hear is your own? Ladies and gentlemen at home, take a moment to ask yourself, what is it really like to escape the prison of your mind? it's strange, but in a way I kind of missing being in that prison. That's my answer. Why? Was there anything about it that you felt good about? Being here sucks. Option 1, true. Maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. Number 2 is, it was comfortable. I knew its limits. I knew my place. Or 3, but don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? The promise of freedom. The promise of getting out of your own head prison. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Sometimes it's comfortable up there, and I'm gonna answer that way. Is that good, though? It's comfortable, but it's inhuman. I couldn't live this way. Option 1, you don't need to. You just need to be patient, because you will escape it. 2, having limits is way more important than you probably realize right now. 3, you'll see what I'm talking about when you've been there for a while longer. I'm gonna go with you don't need to, you just need to be patient, because eventually you will come out of that mental prison. Well, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Or yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. I didn't get a call. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. Or 3, to get out, just talk with me for a bit. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Option 2, just tell me how you feel. 3, it will make sense. I'm gonna go with listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. You just gotta tell me how you feel. You'll get it. You'll get it. Okay, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. My only option here is to say go on. And what a scary fear that is, too.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Guess we'll find out.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
That's a thought. We've now been shut inside this house. I could not open that door back up. Well, my goodness! I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have... I thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone
You'll
knows how
notice that the
lonesome
quality
hands
of
make
the art is a
lousy
step
homes.
up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Alright, so we could say, don't worry about me, a place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. 2, and lousy homes make home loners. That's an interesting way to try to spin their words. Are we cleaning this whole place? I'm gonna ask, are we cleaning this whole place? That's the story, little one. Oh, don't you worry now. We'll be through this mess in no time. I promise you'll wish there was more. Why don't I finish up here? In the meantime, could you please clear the table? And now I'm guessing I can push interact to clear the table. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Alright, I can do that. Is this the bedroom? No? Alright. This open door here, I'm guessing. That's a bathroom. Here we go. Oh, okay. Looks surprisingly nicer than my bed right now. Let's make the bed. Perfect. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a little bit? All the little details matter. Carpet fixed, no problem. Fix that rug. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? 2. How did you end up doing this job? Or 3. It's been a long time since I've seen a house this messy. That's not true. So we're gonna go ahead with, do you enjoy being a house cleaner? As somebody that cleans for a living, I kind of get it. Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel kind of calm. That rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out here? Absolutely, I can do that. Pillows are fixed. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink all over the couch. How dare you! I'm sorry. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there? Yeah, I can do that. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by, or do you absolutely have to? I know me as a person, and the answer here is make it Kraft mac and cheesy, baby. Let's go. Make it especially cheesy. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? I feel like I'm doing all the work, Block. But I'm really good at dishes, apparently. That was lightning quick. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Oh, man. What a feeling that is. We are. Remember that in this moment, guys. You're all just human. And now human with a clean bathtub. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Well, I didn't notice them the last time I was in here, but this bookshelf could use an organizing. Got it. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear
After
these
the
dishes
intense
off the
set
table?
of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you.
House cleaning is so difficult.
And eventually cohere into something meaningful.
How do you do it? Are all houses this easy to clean, or do these chores ever end? I'm gonna ask, do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to future you?
I know that
Present you
Kuda really
wants to
liked
smooth
this
out
game.
the rug in the bedroom.
Of all of
believe
his
it or
work,
not.
actually, this was the
Trust
only
me on
one
this
that
one.
he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
It's now sending me back to the tub. I'm a vampire, also important to notice. Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. My options are, I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. 2, yeah, you're right, that's pretty cheesy. Or 3, but there's a bit of truth in it, no? And that's the option I'm gonna go with because, yeah, you know, sometimes it's like that, you you take care of your house, you clean up around you, get that vibe going, and it helps you feel a little better sometimes. That's actually why I'm a janitor for a living. Cleaning, I'm able to separate myself outside of all the stuff going on and focus on what's in front of me. And, even now, it's hitting a little different this game. Different than the last time I played, different than the time before that when my friends played it and I watched them to get their mental take on it. And now, the third time I'm here, getting the take from you. Let's get back into it. I'm gonna go with, but there's a bit of truth in it, no? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? Thanks. So we'll continue on, guys. We'll clean up the books. An endless task that keeps coming. Oh goodness, those pillows on the couch are a real
I'm glad
mess.
he made this.
Would you go over and
I'm
straighten them
glad
up
he
a
found
bit?
some peace.
Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
So again, now to try to paint further onto this, it seems the game creator, Coda, in this case, that last thing it said before it disappeared was, like, do you enjoy this? And the thought is being, do you enjoy this moment that you have stopped in? This moment where you have done the same repetitive tasks over and over again and not moved forward. We saw there was no actual progress being made despite the little chat going on inside of our own dark place. Sometimes you do need to move on and find the light.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you love at members only
Gets a bit
prices.
goofy.
Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to be perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know that is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly.
About halfway through the game,
it is
perspective
easy.
shifts.
It is so easy. It is so easy. Being perfect is effortless. Our options are, this is the key, how do I achieve it with no effort? Number 2 is, on the way to work I told
And
an
you
elderly
play
person to
as the
start
teacher.
contributing to society.
Suddenly,
3
you
is
discover
kids
that your
should
teacher
not follow
is
their
just as
dreams.
bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
You no longer have to be stuck behind a podium. There's an endless black hole and screaming, sucking in everybody into the void, and there's one character, which was your character moving around the room before this, I'm guessing, that is the listen square there, that is listening to you, the teacher. I'm going to tell them that this is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? It said instead, I actually bumped kids should not follow their dreams because I'm an idiot, so I pushed the wrong button. Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. Option 2 is, I still love you, it's just that you can make me feel cold on the inside. Option 3 is, being alone must be awful. I'm gonna say, well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. Our other options are, thank goodness all you perceive me as being, well, thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you are torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Just find the answers, guys. I answered wrong again on purpose, by the way. I answered, thank God that goodness you all perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Option 2 is, seek out only one thing. That is the easiest, simplest path forward. Or option 3, ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. We're not going to talk about what's under this hat. Anyway. Seek out one thing. What is easiest, simplest path forward. Just kidding. Option 2. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? Huh? Or option 3. There is no true path. There is no path. What if I'm not a good teacher? Option 3 is also wrong here. Holy shit! You guys, something is coming out of the back of the room! Look out! Or option 2. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Nothing. No one. Or, it's coming for you! It's going to destroy you! Everyone run! Nothing. No one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To Assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
A lot of the blacked out text there, before it got just kind of weird at the end, was just trying to explain why.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Looks like we're heading towards a stage. There's the backstage area there. A lot more in-depth, a lot more in detail at this point. There's a whole fire escape. Cannot interact with the ladder. Disappointing. All right, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against the wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room, in this chair, is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to succeed. Go on, say something to her. We could say, hello, sorry I have to leave, or where's the bathroom? We're gonna say hello. Hello? That's it? That's not conversation! You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again! I'm super scared right now. I like you, or here are all my hopes and dreams. I'm gonna say, here are all my hopes and dreams. Because I don't want to say I like you, that's also weird. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. And I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now, talk to her again. When you bump into them. They all make, like, piano notes. This is wild. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you've learned to lean into the pain, or what are some sacrifices you've had to make? I'm gonna say you must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again! You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Step back from the stage. And there's a lamppost. Again. Oh. I'm now being barred out from the stage. And here's the lamppost again. Okay,
the game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
This is what I like.
The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Mobius tip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. My eyes aren't closed for the sake of this, by the way. Captain, what can we do? Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? Keep your eyes closed, Gabe. We're just gonna go through this panic together, guys. You just go ahead and keep your eyes closed. You be blind to the whole situation. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. There's just a door heading towards us. I'm yelling, help, I'm blind. What's going on? Everybody's just yelling stuff out, but nothing is going on. There's only a door flying at us. I'm describing the game to you guys who probably never closed your eyes.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh. I'm gonna let this hit again, because I didn't mean to get into this elevator and go up to what is automatically gonna be the solution, but there's an elevator up here to the truth. The only way to stop it is to speak something honest. I am bursting with creative energy. I can't keep making these. My work is always fun. We're going to get up there and read those quicker, but we're going to go ahead and tackle what I think you know is coming if you heard me yell those out in rapid fire. We're up here by a lamppost again with a box labeled Truth. I am bursting with creative energy. I can't keep making these or my work is always fun. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. And it stopped the door coming at us. Our options are, I don't feel it anymore.
Like
I'm
I
out
said,
of ideas,
I was getting
or it's
concerned.
draining me.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I stopped reading off the answers and just kind of let the game take over there. But they're all answers saying how hard making...
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
We're in December 2010. A blank void here. We have hello, where am I, and what is this? We're going to say hello? Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Or hello, is anyone there? I'm going to say hello, is anyone there? Is that a person? How lovely! It's been a long time since I had talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. I said I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Or I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start again. We're gonna talk about the engine. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it, or I need to see it to know why it stopped. We need to know why it stopped, guys. I can take you to it.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
We're gonna go with deal. There was an option to say it doesn't matter what I say, we're gonna get there eventually anyway. Which is the truth in this. It's where we're going. They say if I solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine, and that'll help them if we solve the puzzle. So they're going to show us the puzzle.
from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Hey, I recognize this. We know this puzzle. This is easy. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? First, you have to close the door. First, you have to open the door. Or first, you press the switch on the inside. Well, we're going to walk through the steps of this. First, you have to open the door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Now you have to open the first door. Now you have to press the switch on the inside. Well, now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Now, just press the switch here. Ha! That was
You
so
can't
simple.
talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Okay, here we are. My response being, what are you talking about? There's no machine here, or these are just words on some walls. There's no machine here. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Okay? Making games is simple. It broke down a wall. See that? It feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I am constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. Or 3, it is easy. It never stops being easy. I'm gonna say I am constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. Yes, that's wonderful. Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
Every time I make something, I feel better.
I was
about
watching
myself.
him do this to himself, and I hated it.
Just never stop
I hated
creating,
seeing him
and
so
you'll never
trapped.
feel bad.
It's like
It's such a simple solution.
video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Just stop creating, and you'll never feel bad. Just never stop creating, and you'll never feel bad. These are all options from the games, by the way, that are popping
This is
up.
someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
None of this is helping. I'm going to vomit, or please, where is the machine? We're gonna say, please, where is the machine? Patience, you have to trust me. I promise. This will work. Please, continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifice made for my work any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. Or 3, it always pays off eventually. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time.
I don't
Yes, more.
This
Keep
is
going.
what I felt at the time.
There is no shame,
I
no
don't know
fear,
how
no
else
guilt.
to explain it.
I will be saved by my work.
I wanted it to
I
stop
believe this
more than
unquestionably.
anything.
I am a vessel for
It never
certainty.
felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
That's it. I'm free. I'm free. And it led to the person
But it
crying
didn't
in
stop.
the cell.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The Machine.
Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely.
captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. My options are, I intend to be quick, I intend to be quiet, I intend to be brutal. I intend to be quiet. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. So the press here is yelling stuff. What will be done with the machine? How did you capture the machine? Will it be punished? What is the machine? Do you know where the poisonous games have come from? What is your next action? Please, could you take a minute for an interview? Oh my god, there's so much going on around it. Will it be punished? Is it actually a machine? Where is the machine now? What can you tell us? Gotta push on past the press here to the machine. The 3 dots.
And of course, it's the machine.
You've stopped. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Your work was keeping us alive. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? Option 2. It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. Option 3. We could only possibly go back to trusting you to do... How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? I went with it's only because of your creations that any of us can make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. 2, you have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. Or 3, I've been so alone. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving. No? Nothing? Option 2, think carefully. I know how to hurt you. Option 3, I have seen the thing you fear. No? Nothing? Alright then. I will apologize to the people on your behalf. I hope you guys are seeing where this is going. So I go out and talk to the press for the machine. My followers, or my friends. We're gonna say my friends. Friends, it falls on me to deliver bad news, or I have a troubling revelation. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us, or the machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. The machine will not apologize to us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. So which one do we say? We're going to say, but this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us play. Let us pay it retribution, or let us show it that we are not failures. Let's show it that we're not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine, or follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. No answer feels good. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. And here we are on the stage again. The door behind us gone. A gun given to us. Oh! Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here. Or Coda, I'll make sure you are known forever. I'll make sure you're known forever. Isn't that what you're scared of? Exposed to the view of others every day, forever, seen in naked clarity? I think I have unlimited
So now
bullets.
the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
We are destroying every single one of the games right now. But yes, now Dave has come to the conclusion that maybe he should show everyone these games. You know, maybe if he showed everyone Coda's great work, it could pull him out of his slump, you know?
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon. I don't seem to have the option to. I don't want to push X because I know what it's going to do. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
Well, okay then.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
All right. Don't mind me, just gotta adjust in my chair here. I have a really crappy Walmart chair. It's not so comfortable. Here we are. The Tower.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Not a lot of input again that I can give right now.
This room actually has a maze in it.
Oh!
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all.
But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press the Use key on your gamepad, and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I'm sure there's a way to actually do that maze, but we're just going to go ahead and skip it for the sake of time. But I'm sure there's got to be actually, because it did seem like, depending on which path I took, like it was moving different. But I'd have to sit here and map that out. Somebody out there probably
And to
already...
be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
We're going to talk about that once this wraps up, because that was something I didn't fully put together, I don't think, my first time playing through this game. About the inner trappings of Coda's mind and...
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Alright, so we're gonna do that. No. God dang it. And I can't go back? That's annoying. So 1, 5, 1, 6. I think it was 1, 7. Yeah. 1, 7. Going down.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. You've so infected my personal space that it's impossible. You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer,
And
a meaning,
the people who
would it
played
make
them,
you any happier?
they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. Would you simply
And then you stopped.
let them
And
be
I didn't have anything left to show people.
what they are?
I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
When I am around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
the room the whole time was getting smaller. That's why it looked like it was getting closer. In case you were wondering if I was slowly zooming or what, the room was closing in around him. An excellent metaphor. Now we've come to the epilogue. Like I said, this game is
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
this game is very impactful. Before I continue, I just wanted to kind of finish my thought without interruption, I guess. It's very impactful if you're in that kind of head state, if you can really tackle the message. And again, I think there's different things you can pull from it depending on how deep you really want to dive, and I'm not going to go into every single one of the games we played through here.
Solution.
But there's a lot of things I feel you can pull from a game like this. One of the things I think you can really pull from...
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
And again, I'm gonna walk slower again. It's the fact that, you know, as they're depicting in the story, we're talking about purely the story. Clearly, right now, as you could tell in the story, Coda was just trying to make games, man. He was just trying to have fun with it, and he was letting this guy in. He was letting Davey in to show him, you know, what he was making, what he was creating, and come the end of the situation, Coda felt like a machine that was only existing to make Davey happy. The games, he felt Davey grew attached to, you know, feeling like he was part of this something, part of, you know, everything. And Davey, clearly, as we're entering this epilogue...
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
And now he's still showing the games off. He did still show the games off. He's desperate for that attention because being seen is making Davey feel something, because he can't find happiness in himself. And he took that away from somebody else by, I guess in a weird way, becoming a toxic fandom. It's a thing that happens in a lot of creative circles. And we entered that room, and now we've been warped here. But yeah, it's a stiff message that can hit hard because, like, Coda just wanted to have fun, man. Coda was just enjoying making prison games.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
And this is another part that hits me very hard. And again, we'll wrap up. I'll do a little brief overview, my thoughts after this is done. I can't say anything that hasn't been said about this game. Like I said, this game came out in 2015. It's a beautiful game. For what they got across here.
What now?
This hit hard. And it's hitting hard again. This is the third time I've been on this ride, and it hits all the same. There was a few times
I think I need to go.
Where I teared up a bit.
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
So apparently he stepped away, and we're just going to keep following this path here. But yeah, it's such a tough thing to... There's so many different angles you could come at this game, viewpoint-wise. I mean, I'm sure by now you've put together what is the problem with this game, and it's not that Coda stopped making games, and it's not that Coda was depressed or upset and going through stuff, and we weren't actually on a journey through this trying to figure out what Coda had meaning in his games, because Coda didn't, or at least not any that needed to be diagnosed or discussed by everybody else. He wasn't some broken pieces out in the world. Coda, the character, because again, I do want to specify, if you haven't put this together, Coda, the character, they're all characters. This is all fiction. None of this is real. And I don't think that's a spoiler, by any means, really, but, you're not, that's where you have to break this game down. They are two people that, Coda was never broken, man. That's my point. Coda was I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional and I'm just rambling. Yeah, it's I don't know. Hopefully the narrator comes back soon. I can't remember when he does. It's got to be soon, but it's just... And you could see, I can't say this for sure, but at Epilogue, I mean, I believe it was stated that Tower was the last game he got. Even the design of this game feels different in a sense than all of the games Coda had made. You know what I mean? Coda had made games that were an art piece, an expression piece, but the beginning and end didn't matter, you know? It was a thing, man. He was having fun just making a little thing, and then he would go on and make something else. He never fully finished it. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not tackling this the way I want to. I'm trying not to cry for the truth. Let's get to the end here. Let's wrap this up. Maybe the silence will do us all good. We could process this, huh? And this is the machine. Wow. Look at the vastness of everything. All the twists and turns of this maze, man. It's wild. This actually looks beautiful, too, compared to everything else, in the game. Everything was basic game graphics, but god, man, this sight floating above this giant maze.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave.
Alright, so,
Let me keep going.
that was the game. That was the beginner's guide. That is what we just played through. We're now here at the end credits, and I gotta tell you, this game is something that hits me very hard. I'm gonna talk over these credits And I'm not sure how much you'll be able to hear me, but it's not that important. What's important is what you take away from any Let's Play or any game ever, really. I mean, yes, there's messages that you could try to find, but that's part of the point, you know? Not everything every human does is got a point and a powerful message behind it. Not everything is in depth and dark and detailed. Not everyone is out here brooding or wounded in the situation that they're in, and you need to be able to find the ability to find a strong spot in yourself and not paint light posts into other people's life. I mean, in this game, Davey was editing lampposts into these games, showing these games to other people where they weren't meant to be shown to other people. The vulnerability that the creator had made and showing them these little games they had been making and, you know, having sometimes low points in their personal life through. Davey was taking all of that in, much like somebody who's gossiping, taking that all in and fueling themselves with everything that the creator was going through. And as somebody who has made a lot of creations in my life and have been in points in my life where I've had friends that I've watched that were friends in my life who clung to whatever I had made and whatever I had done and had to tell everyone all the cool stuff I was doing and showing me off to all their friends, that made me feel like I and myself was but a machine. I myself was just, you know, making the stuff I was making and doing the stuff. And I'm saying that from only 230-ish subscribers right now on YouTube. From 11,000 on TikTok. And before then, there was no TikTok. And still, everything I made, they would go to bars and play my stuff. And they would... And I would have to, in the moment, react like, yeah, haha, thank you for showing my stuff. And then sometimes people would be like, wow, there's so much meaning in these messages. And yeah, but they're not always the current forever times. And sometimes you show these other people your stuff, or you even make it and post it on something like YouTube and expect no one to see it, because, come on, not everyone's going to be a star. But somebody sometimes shows off everything, and you have to go through that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for riding this out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I can't do it full justice if you know, maybe play it yourself and with your own headset and your own silence and your own thoughts and see if it brings out anything in you. Like, I barely touched the surface on a lot of this stuff. I mean, you can go back to all of the games and talk about what things are in there. But in its truest form, if we do that, are we just as bad as the character Davey? Maybe we shouldn't try to paint light posts into the beginner's guide. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Take it easy, drink plenty of water, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you.